The first home we want to show you on this year's Hort Society Garden Tour is that of David and Amy Birdwell. And here to tell us a little bit about this garden is Amy. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Steve.
Welcome to our program.
Thank you. Welcome to our home.
Thank you. It's a beautiful place, I must say.
Well, thank you. We really enjoy it.
How long have you guys lived here?
We've been here 14 years.
Okay. And when you came in to look at the house, was there anything in particular that you liked about this area that made you buy it?
The yard.
Okay.
We looked at the house first, and then when we stepped out in the backyard, we just went, wow. There were so many trees, and it's 2.5 acres, which is hard to find this close into town. And so with the location in the yard and David's passion for landscaping, it was the perfect house.
Fit. All right. Yep. So lots of room to garden and quite a collection of trees.
Yes, there is. I know about the names of 2 or 3 of them.
Okay, so the garden designing and a lot of that thing is more David's thing.
Oh yes.
Okay.
He's an orthodontist, but if he wasn't an orthodontist, he would probably be a landscape architect.
Okay, I bet he would be a good one too.
He definitely loves it.
Okay, and what do you enjoy about the garden? What's your thing?
Well, my passion is cooking, so if you can eat it, I'm interested in it.
Okay.
So I got interested in planting the herbs, and then just started last year planting a few vegetables.
All right. And you have a very nice herb garden I can see here. And this was a different area when you guys moved in. There was something else here?
This was a formal rose garden. And it was just a rectangular, nice garden with some walkways through it, but we totally redid it and turned it into something we could eat.
Okay, all right. Something you like to work at out in the garden. Well, I can see you got a sage plant over there in bloom, and what's this big willowy herb right here in the center?
This is a tarragon plant, which tends to take over in the summer, and we have to keep trimming it back and trimming it back. I think I need more recipes with tarragon. Okay,
start cooking some of that. And I understand that you've got a few new vegetables you're trying out this year in the garden, especially the peppers.
Yeah, your basic red and green and yellow peppers, but then I bought this chocolate pepper that I've never even seen before or heard of, so we thought we'd give it a try.
All right, you kind of got a neat combination going on there with the cocoa shell mulch.
Yeah.
Okay, well this is a very nice herb garden. I like the lines and just the kind of way it fits into the rest of the landscape. Well, just next to the herb garden here, I think is a beautiful little garden here on the south side of your house. You've got a number of garden features. And was this here, or did you guys put this in?
This was just a solid patio of brick. So yes, we did put everything in. We put in the spa and the ponds, and it's our quiet area.
Oh, it
there
is
aren't
very
many of
nice.
those here.
You got the wall around part of this garden, kind of blocks out the noise from anywhere else, maybe in the neighborhood, and the water, the bubbling and gurgling of the waterfalls really makes for a nice little area.
Yeah.
I like the way you've mixed the rocks and some of the brick together, and this is really a neat little feature, the way the water kind of spills out here under this little foot bridge. And you guys have got a great collection of plants in this area with the huge live oak here on this side, and a tree we talked about on our program last year, the Chinese parasol tree there with that green trunk. But I can really see why you like spending time in this part of your garden. Well, Amy, do you mind if we take a look at the rest of your garden here?
No, not at all. Go ahead.
All right. The front of the Birdwell home is very attractive. They have a circle drive with some interesting specimen trees. I especially like the upright hornbeams there in front. There's also a really huge weeping flowering cherry tree with just an enormous trunk. And then we see one of the purple-leaved chokeberries at the side of the drive as well. Well, back here in the backyard of the Birdwell home, there's also a great collection of trees. And we look right here, we see an English oak, another tree with that upright habit, very columnar in shape. and a member of the white oak group. Right over here, another outstanding specimen tree is a ginkgo, the beautiful maidenhair tree, and another of the purple choke cherries beside it. And then as we move over here by the pool, they have one of my favorite maples, the paperbark maple. Now this maple tree has the opposite leaves, pretty much like any maple. And if you look at the leaves, you can see that it has 3 distinct lobes that are pretty much separate from each other and not quite unlike poison ivy. I like the beautiful red petioles, but just to show that for sure it is a maple, we can look right here and see those double samaras, or those double winged seeds that a lot of the maples have. But the reason this plant is called the paperbark maple, and the thing I really like about it, is the beautiful exfoliating bark. You see here, as the trunk gets older, the bark begins to peel, and it reveals that beautiful coloration there on the trunk of the paperbark maple. Now the paperbark maple is a little bit tough to grow in a lot of the areas in Oklahoma, especially if you're an exposed site with a lot of hot southwestern wind. But give it a little bit of protection from that, and well-drained soil and plenty of moisture in the summertime, it should do quite well. There are also a number of conifers around the backyard area. We have some spruces, some cedars, and some pines decorating the area. Well, you can see down here at this end of the garden, there's a quite large hobby greenhouse, and the Birdwells take some plants in for the winter and then bring those out and put them in the garden. And I really like the huge banana tree right here. And in just a few weeks, this is just going to be a beautiful foliage specimen with several of these large leaves, giving the pool area a nice tropical look. But we can see several other tropical plants decorating the pool as well. Now, if you look at one end of the swimming pool, you can see there's a huge mound with boulders and twin waterfalls spilling around a nice weeping blue Atlas cedar. Really gives a nice effect for the pool area. Another thing I like about the pool area is these huge boulders that are spaced around the edge. Really gives it sort of a natural feel. Well, right over here on this end of the pool, you can see a huge philodendron, one of those big saddle leaf philodendrons, a tropical plant taken into the greenhouse in the winter. But I really like seeing it put in the ground here in the summertime to give that tropical feel to the pool area. Well, I really love this area at the end of the pool here. It's a nice arbor with sort of a slat roof that gives a great shaded effect for this sitting area. And I really like the rock pillars, and the fireplace also makes for a great effect. Now over here at the side of this area is one of my favorite cultivars of Japanese maple. This is Sengu Kaku, and it's a Japanese cultivar of maple that has this beautiful coral bark. Gives us a great display in the growing season as well as the winter landscape with that beautiful coral bark. Well, the Birdwell home is just one of the gardens you can tour on the garden tour for connoisseurs coming up next week.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.